Hello and welcome to another edition of the Plus One segment with Joey from The Item. We're back with another one. What is going on, Joey?
What's going on? Thank you for having me. It's been a busy week.
Yeah. I like the backdrop act. I like the backdrop you got over there. Right from the studio, from the offices.
It's not too bright, is it?
No, no, it's not. Before we get into the, what's going on with the teams remaining in Lynn, we got to talk, man, Swampscott and Norwell, what a game last night over there in Swampscott in the Division III Sweet 16. Norwell, the defending champs, I mean, their season continues off one of the wildest shots I've ever seen in a high school basketball game. I wasn't there, but Mark sent me the video, and I was like, wow. And this was coming right after Teddy O'Neill had given Swampscott the lead.
Yeah, I was at a different game myself, and I got a text from our photographer, Spencer Hassick, who was there, and he just told me what happened. I couldn't believe it, and then I saw the video. And, it's a heartbreaker for Swampscott. Heroics for the Norwell players. Glad to see it's on ESPN. Glad to see, Swampscott native and Swampscott High alum Dave Portnoy was posting about it on social media. So any high school sports exposure is good. Unfortunately, the final score didn't favor Swampscott, but what a play.
Yeah, what a play. That was, talk about a miracle. That was definitely a miracle, just getting the shot off. Norwell's not new to situations like this. Just last year in the state championship game, they had to make a late three-pointer to send the game to overtime, where it looked like they were about to lose to Old Rochester, but they hit a shot as time ran out in the fourth quarter to tie the game, and then they ended up winning it. So this isn't nothing new for them.
What impressed me about the shot was how smooth and confident it was taken. It wasn't like one of those half-court heaves. He just it was a slight fadeaway, but he just rose up and buried it like it was very ordinary, like he'd done it 100 times, maybe he has in the gym. And, Nick Fine, that was one great play. He'll always remember that.
Yeah, Nick Fine, you will be remembered forever, and you made SportsCenter. You were top 2 plays, number 2 on SportsCenter top 10. Hey, man, you must be he probably having a good day at school today, if he even went to school, because I probably would not have gone to school. But we got, the action in Lynn is starting to heat up. First off, we'll get with some of the winners. Lynn Classical advanced to the quarterfinals, where they will be taking on Tewksbury this Friday. Classical built a lead. The Lodge is, I think, 13 or 15, and they... Stoneham couldn't buy a basket. So, Classical's defense played really well. Stoneham, even when they got open shots, they could not make a basket in that gym yesterday. Shy Bab and Deshaun Rucker, really solid games from those two guys. But Classical moves on, man. And, this is what I saw for them this season. Before the season started, I believe this team could make a deep run. And, they continue their season.
Yeah, you said it exactly right. I was at Sunday's game against North Middlesex, and just talking to veteran coach Marvin Avery with Lynn Classical, he said it's not his first rodeo, and I asked him, when is your team the best? When is your team playing Lynn Classical basketball that makes you guys thrive? And he said it's off defense, turnovers, transition, and taking pride on the defensive end, and that's exactly what they've been doing. Shy Bab, obviously, down low is crazy good. He got, 18 points, 19 rebounds yesterday, Tuesday night. And he was also double digits in both Sunday. So he's definitely a leader. I talked to him too. He said, we're just not going to get too confident. We're going to play our game and take it one game at a time. So, Deshaun Rucker, Darren Baker, everyone's playing well and it's clicking. They're a senior heavy team. So let's see what happens.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and that's what I always like to point out with Lynn Classical is they are a senior-heavy team. Those guys have played a lot of games together, so it's now you're kind of seeing what their experiences, from from I think not making the tournament their freshman year, and then sophomore year making the tournament to last year, getting a tournament win and going to the Sweet 16. So you kind of seen everything come together for them in this last year for that senior class. And one thing I've noticed too. Actually, this has been a trend for them all season. You got to keep them off that offensive glass. Stoneham didn't do a good job of keeping them off the offensive glass. Baker and Babb especially got the Rams a lot of second chance points. And if you can't keep those guys off the offensive glass, it's going to be a long day.
Yeah, Darren Baker is so athletic and very aware. You can tell he's got a nice basketball IQ, just tracking down loose balls around the rim. Being the first to lose balls, and I'm excited for Friday night. We'll probably do a split, Lynn Classical and St. Mary's for Marco Boyan, our reporter, and myself. And things are fun this time of year. It's a lot of Lynn basketball, which is good news. And I think Classical, when it comes to Friday night, just keep it going. Don't change their game, and keep taking pride in defense is what I think will do them wonders.
Definitely, because one thing that does travel is defense. So they're going to have to take the defense on the road, and it's going against a really, really tough Tewksbury team. But I think these guys are these are the moments that they've been prepared for. So I will actually be there. I will be in Tewksbury Friday. Those folks in Tewksbury have been trying to get me to come to a game during the season, but I'll be there this Friday to see what's going to go happen there. It should be a fun one. St. Mary's boys, they are heading back to the quarterfinals themselves. Got the win over Foxborough, and this time it was a collective effort by the Spartans. Multiple guys in double figures. Even a young 8th grader, Jacoby Echeverria, got in the box score. He had a late basket that got everybody hyped. But man, the Spartan team is rolling. They're going to be tough to beat. They're going to be a tough team to put out this tournament. So they're playing the winner of Chicopee and Newburyport, who I believe are playing tonight because yesterday's game got rescheduled to today because of the snowstorm. They've seen Newburyport before. If Newburyport does win, and then Chicopee, that's a long drive from Western Mass back to this side of the town if they do beat Newburyport tonight.
Yeah, like you said, I'd be very surprised if someone can take out St. Mary's. Such a versatile offense. I feel like every time I write about St. Mary's, it's, Jake Fortier, 20 points, Rolke, Brea, Arias, 20 points. And then, you get John, you get Rowan making winning plays. So it's a collective effort. They have stars, and they have the culture, they have the coach. And Coach Kelty's been there before, won I believe Division IV state championship with Georgetown last year. So he knows what to do, and he's been there before, and he's saying the right things.
A few of these guys on St. Mary's team, they were on last year's team that got all the way to the semifinals. So some of these guys got experience in playing in big games. But yeah, for St. Mary's, it's just a well-balanced attack. It's just kind of like, who do you pick your poison, who you going to stop? When one guy doesn't get going, the other guy picks up the other teammates, and just a very collective effort. And they're very sound on defense too. They're very fundamentally sound on defense. So, man, I mean, they've been one of the best teams in the state all season. So it's going to be a tough out for their next opponent.
Yeah, I'd be very surprised if I think they're going to be in pressure situations and late, contested games late in the fourth quarter, but I'd be surprised if they get taken out. I think they're the number 1 seed in Division II for a reason, and let's see if they can defend it. Like I said, they've got the culture, they've got the players, so now it's just about execution.
Next up is the St. Mary's girls. They'll be in action against Walpole on tomorrow. Actually, they'll be home tomorrow. They'll be their last home game, officially the last home game of the season. They got the win over Archbishop Williams. Slow first half in that game, but in the second half they really cranked it up. Defensively, forced a lot of turnovers. They went with the press that got Archbishop Williams out of their game. So, and I think the Spartans outscored them 48 to like 20, 21 or something like that in the second half. CC Emmanuel had a really good game, 20 points, but a lot of players contributed. Just like on the boys' side, on the men's side, the women's side, it was a balanced attack as well. A lot of contributions on the offensive end.
Absolutely. I want to say they trailed 16-9 in the first quarter, around there.
And they trailed at 3 at half.
Yeah, and then they just turned it up. I think they were maybe a little nervous, feeling the moment. Anytime you play a team again, that's going to happen. But they were state champions last year, even though they went up a division, and a lot of their top players either graduated or transferred. They really didn't miss a beat. So Coach Jeff Newhall, and company seem to be doing the right things. And this is another situation in which I'd be surprised if. Again, they'll be in close games, but I'd be surprised if someone can take them out. It's going to be a very good finish in that division.
And also you got to realize this is a very young team as well. They are young. A lot of the players are sophomores or freshmen, a couple middle schoolers now. I mean, I think they only got like 3 seniors on the team, but the majority of this team is a young, really, really young core. So things are looking good over there for the Lady Spartans. But yeah, they are back in action on Thursday where they will take on Walpole. Lynn Tech and Manchester Essex are going at it today at 6 p.m. Tigers looking to head to a third straight quarterfinals. The winner will take on Millbury, I believe. Tech opened the state tournament with a nice win over Amesbury. These two teams have a lot of familiarity. I think 2 years ago they played each other in the postseason and Tech won. They played in the regular season this year and Tech winning it. So this should be a really good. I think this is going to be a really good game because of the familiarity these two teams have with each other.
Agreed. Lots of history, lots of familiarity, but anything can happen on the big stage. Not many stages bigger than this in Division 4 for Lynn Tech, but just about, the same thing we said about the St. Mary's boys. I think Lynn Tech takes a lot of pride in defense. We've talked to Corey Bingham about, just playing Lynn Tech basketball with Lynn Tech pride. He loves preaching that. And, for a lot of that roster, they're older. You've got Andy and Gio and everybody. So, this is maybe their last chance, so let's see what happens, and I'm expecting a good game tonight.
Well, Coach Bingham said that the last time I talked to him about his seniors. This is their last opportunity at it to break through, and he feels really good, especially the way they closed out the regular season and how well they've been playing. And then some other guys have started contributing to this. Big Ulysses Diaz, Keith Chandler Jr., he's coming off the bench for them. And then Xavier Rodriguez also coming off the bench. He's healthy. He was hurt. So, they got the rotation. Their rotation is fully healthy now. And now it's just time to go out there and just get the job done.
Yeah, I'm excited. And obviously Lynn Tech, that gymnasium it pops this time of year, and the fans love Lynn Tech basketball there, so I'm excited. I'm expecting a good game. So, can't wait to talk about it.
And then Kip Academy, their game got postponed to today. They'll be taking on Libertas Academy. I think they're out of Springfield. Kip. Vixie Howard is 14 points away from 1,000 points. He's had a really good season. I believe he was named MVP of the CAC. So, and Kip, this is the first time I think they've had multiple home games in the postseason. That's kind of what's hindered them the last couple of years, where they'd win a home game and then they'd go on the road and lose. So they played really well at home. I'm not sure if they've lost a home game or they might have lost one home game, but having that home court advantage this time is a really, really good thing.
Yeah, at Kip Academy, it's a tight, smaller gymnasium. The crowd's right in it. Not a lot of room. And Kip has learned to really thrive in its own environment, which is great. Coach Moody Bay kind of sets the tone, and they play together, and they can shoot it. Hoping for a run, like you said, in the past year or two, I want to say, they've been eliminated on the road. So it's important that they get a home game tonight, Wednesday, when we're speaking, and then anything can happen in the following rounds. So Kip's definitely a contender.
Yeah, definitely, and I feel like they feel like one of the teams they kind of have that momentum. It's like it feels like this is that year for them to kind of make that deep run. Where they've had good teams in the past, but I feel like this team a little bit different from their previous teams, but the talent is still there, and I think they have that it factor a little bit of trying to make that deep run.
Yeah, and you need a veteran star. I'll call him a star, Vixie Howard. He's one of the best players in the city of Lynn, definitely. And he can kind of do it all. I mean, we saw him hit a mid-range game winner at the buzzer. He's got that in him, too. During the regular season, we saw that. So he comes alive, and anything can happen when your best player is kind of possessing the hot hand.
Yeah, and it's March too, so crazy things happen in March. So we gonna see what happens, but definitely it's gonna be a good time. Go check out some basketball. Two games in the city of Lynn today. Where we got Lynn Tech and we've got Kip Academy. Those are the only two teams in action today. I think St. Mary's girls will be the only team in action tomorrow. So plenty of opportunities to go out and support these student athletes. But where will you be?
I think Lynn Tech. Gonna see what time I get out of the office here, but definitely gonna go somewhere. St. Mary's girls hockey plays tonight, so they had an overtime victory last weekend. Let's see what happens there. And it's March Madness.
Yeah. Speaking of the girls hockey, the boys got eliminated. Seemed like the game on the boys' side for them to get eliminated changed in the third period. Both teams were scoreless, and then third period I think is when the goals were scored.
Yeah, Coach Matthew Smith runs a really strong program. The prior game, they were trailing in the third period, and they came back, to kind of upset the opposition at Connery Rink, and they played a really good third period. It wasn't the same fortune Sunday, but they've got some younger players, and they've got a great coach in Matthew Smith. There's no doubt about it. So they'll be back next year. I expect another top 10 finish from them next winter, if not better.
This last week, St. John's Prep fell to I think Arlington
Catholic, yeah.
In Catholic, that was one of the bigger upsets in the hockey tournament. But go check that out. Any new stories coming out this week? Yeah,
just lots of state tournament coverage. We've got columns, we've got roundups, we've got just some other news because Swampscott made the ESPN top 10 plays this morning, and we'll have Athlete of the Week, more weekend coverage, and basketball at the City of Lynn, and anything. Go to itemlive.com for full tournament coverage.
Yeah, definitely go check them out. Like he said, he'll be at Lynn Tech. I'll be at Lynn Tech tonight too. Tomorrow, I don't know where I'm gonna be tomorrow, but Friday I'm going to Tewksbury. We're going to Tewksbury. I want to see if the student section is as live as they tell me that they are. So we'll check that out, and then we'll be back next week. Hopefully we could get Mark on. We're still working on trying to get Mark here, but.
No comment.
Shout out to our guy Mark, man. One day you guys will see the face of the man we keep talking about getting here. Joey, as always, thank you, man, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Yeah, in all seriousness, Mark does amazing work. He's at games every night, but we got to get him on the podcast.
Yeah, but he's not a. I don't know. I think he's camera shy. So I don't know. I don't know. Oh
All right,
man.
man. Appreciate it.
Have a good one. Well, it's Joey from The Item, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you go check him out. I'm Mukala Kabongo. You've been watching The Plus One. Peace out.
All right, man.